Good morning, this is John Tuttle. Got a big shout out to Craig Colston. I just got a beautiful package of some Flint Ridge spalls from him in the mail, and what a super mailbox find. My wife got it out of the mail yesterday, and she forgot to tell me about it, and I didn't know nothing about it until this morning, but thanks a lot, Craig, and we're going to see if we can work these down to some small, thin stuff, and see what we make out of them. First of all, we're going to work some small spalls, and I'm trying to get this phone adjusted to where I can pick up everything. So just hold on a minute. I thought I had it adjusted until I got ready to go to work there, and it just didn't look right. So first off, I'm going to take one off right here. Come over here. I want to say take one off with just these little sharp edges on here. I should explain that. Now I'm going to get ready to grind them and see if we can move a little mass off of here. I can still get another one off of this. I'm going to level the edge out. Grind it pretty good. See it right there? This one went all the way across. And this one went I mean, it would be a puzzle person. Anyway, this one went halfway across, come over here, natural platform, another natural platform, and another one. So, I'm gonna sit here and chip some little on there, make that platform to come this way. Went all the way down to there. Still got a little high air right in here. The side looks pretty great, except right in here. Got a hinge right here. That come out pretty good. That come out real good. Now it's time to turn it over. Knock some of these little sharp corners off here. Go around knocking them off. Then trying to figure out which way I want to tack this thing. Where I want to run my first stripes. I think I'll run one just a little ways here. Got a deep hollow area right in here, so I just want to hit straight down on it lightly to flush it out even. I got it flushed pretty even right in there. Do the same over here, hitting straight out. Just trying to get it flushed out some. Okay, we got a crack in it running right down through here, and it's pretty deep, which is normal for Flint Ridge, and I think it's gonna hold. I think I would make that the point in anyway, but I believe it's gonna hold. We're gonna go ahead and thin this side and see what happens. Man, he sent me these pieces, and they're already heat treated. I just got them out of the bag and banging on them. Well, it took a nice little plate run all the way through there. I'm trying to get this shaped up to come back this way. And I noticed that it was a perfect place to strike, a perfect convexity to run one on that side before I come back over here. So I took the opportunity of running it off, same as I'm doing right here. These are working real good. Now that flake, crazy flake, it went all the way around here and it curved right here. We're going to take some off the end. We're going to just barely hit it like this. Look at that. Well, those did real good on that tip. Here's that friggin' crack in here. Man, I hate cracks. I'm going to switch to a smaller billet. I don't need that big one anyway. It's so small now, and this is a little easier to control. Not as long and quite as heavy. None of them are heavy. I don't think none of them's heavier than a roll of toilet paper. These things are super light. I'm gonna start working on the point here and see what this crack's gonna do. It's not on this side, but boy, it's real deep. And it wouldn't have been a problem at all, and it was my mistake. If I'd have seen it, I would have started thinning on it right away, removing it and saving this side, saving the thickness there. And I just wasn't paying it no mind. I was kind of looking for natural platforms when I started into this thing. It's still together because, like I say, there's plenty of mass back here to hold it. Now, if I start thinning the side that's got plenty of mass on it, it might fall in two pieces. So I think I'm going to leave it alone and not go much thinner with this. And see about making something a little different. Maybe like a pine tree or something like this out of it. Or some kind of little type, small Dawson type port out of it. Greenbrier, something like that. So far as holding, Flint Ridge kind of reminds me of the way of like Florida coral. You can have a beautiful piece and won't even see a crack or something in it, and all of a sudden it just shows up out of nowhere. And that's the way a lot of coral does. Think you got a big old solid piece and get to working it down and be some kind of little fossil in it. Let's see what little spot I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna quit and do all pressure flaking and then we'll make a Dalton out of it. Anyway, I lied. See another spot. There we go. Okay. Still see the crack right there. It runs all the way up through here, but it's not on this side. But if I keep thinning this side, I'm gonna get into it. So this is thick enough and thin enough What I meant to say is not too thick to make the greenbrier or something out of it. So I'm gonna put it over here in my keeper case. Here's a piece of coastal, beautiful coastal. It's translucent that I worked down yesterday with the same technique. Now here's the other piece of Flint Ridge. Oh, he sent me a bunch of them. I'm not just saying another piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's another one. I'm just starting with the smaller pieces and get the feel of it and everything. Before I jump on into that bigger stuff. But I had access to all the Flint Ridge. I could have napped it a long time. Many years ago. I had a friend that worked for energy companies, electrical companies. He was stationed up in Ohio, and he was building some kind of power plant or something up there, electrical company. He was electrical engineer is what he was. And they were building a subdivision. And I don't know, I know I'm not going to be accurate, but I say this was in the late 1980s. Might have been the early 1900s. Because he moved back here, and I don't remember exactly when he moved back to Mississippi. But he went to work for the paper mill here. No, I'm sorry, he went to work for energy here. Mississippi Power and Light Company. And they were building this subdivision, and they were digging up Flint Ridge by the dump truck load. And it didn't have a lot of color to it. It was a kind that, some of it looked like a zebra. It had black and gray and white stripes in it. A lot of it was gray. But boy, that stuff, when you get it heated right like this right here, it just worked like glass. And I had a couple tons of it. And every time he would come home, he was up there, but he lived here, up here working, and he'd work about 3 or 4 weeks up there and then come home and stay a week. He'd bring me a load up in his truck. And I took it to Napa at Fort Osage when they first started having them up there a long time ago. And I remember D.C. Warlock got a bunch of it off of him. I don't know if he remembers or not. And several other guys there got a bunch. And I just didn't think nothing about it. I thought it was everywhere up there, like, you know, it is in Texas. I'd get a lot of rock out of Texas. And I was giving it away, and no time I went through it. And then they got the subdivision built, and it was over with. It wasn't anymore. Boy, did I wish I'd have held on to that stuff. I swear I bet I gave 2 truckloads full away. I sold a little, but not much. He was giving it to me, and I was giving it to my friend. I sure do remember it, though. And I like that color. Then y'all know what y'all call it or what I'm talking about. It was like gray and white and black. Had stripes in it. Some of it looked like petrified wood. Looked like the wood grain running in it. Wasn't no blues and greens and red or nothing like that. Just a different deposit of it in a different location, I guess. I've never been up there. Might not be a quarter of a mile away from where this comes from. I have no idea. Some of you Ohio people up there might help me out on it. But anyway, somewhere in Ohio, there's a whole subdivision built on a big vein of Flint Ridge, that darker color stuff I'm talking about. So if you got a house up there and it burns down and you don't have no insurance, you won't pay for it, just get a backhoe and then start digging the Flint Ridge out. You're selling it. I used to joke about telling people that had money. I knew some people that were worth millions, and I said, you know, you can buy a lot of land and pay for it. You can go different places in the United States, get a geologist and find out where there's a lot of flint underground, and buy the land and quarry the flint and sell it. And in a few years, you can pay for the land selling the flint. Then you own the land. And I really believe you could do that. And somebody tell me, won't you do it? Well, I didn't have the money and don't have the money, but I could have got backing on it if I'd have thought of it when I was younger. But I thought about it when I was about 69 or 68. I got to talking about it. And I'm 75 now, soon to be 76. I say I'm 76 because it's right around the moon. Go ahead and say you're 76 and get it over with. Then in a few months when it hits, you're not shocked. If you know it ain't so bad, I was already 76. It's going to be a neat little piece here. If I can hit it. There we go. About to beat my leg to death. I also had somebody ask me one time, said, how come you miss so much? You be just a hitting and hitting. And what they don't realize, I'm trying to hit a little, very split the edge on this thing, and I'm looks like I'm hitting it, but I'm not. And I'm either trying to work my way into it like this, and that way I can split that edge, and if I hit too high, I'm going to break it off. So the first swing from something that's thin, I just don't go for it. I try to, like this, work my way into it. Got a little bit of platform. I was going to work my way into it and hit it. I was going to get real close and move in like this. And I hit it the first lick. Not closer than I realized. Here we go. All right, there we go. I don't know what I'll make out of this one. I might even just sell, not sell them, but give them away as a surprise is what I said to my customer as a happy gift. And I think I'm gonna make a pine tree out of this one, make a good pine tree. See, I'll work my way into that. I'm gonna finish it. Make me a pine tree out of it. I'm gonna pick me up one more. I'm looking through and see which one I wanna play with. This one's got a lot of specks on it. It's kind of interesting. It's got freckles on it, but it's pretty. Sort of like somebody had freckles on her, but she's pretty. That's the way this one is. I didn't say that. Man, I had freckles when I was a little bitty fella. And they would pick at me about my freckles. Just one day, them freckles left. I don't know where they went. Might be these old wrinkles are covering them up. This is kind of a deep one to try to figure out which way to go with it. Got a little challenge to it. I'm looking here to see if I can find something to lay it out to show you how I'm going to attack it. This side's real low. We got a hinge here, and this slopes down greatly. It's like a cone sticking up right there, a cone. And so what I'm probably going to do is round this right in here like this, kind of round it by hitting that way, and once I pull the edge up this way, I'm going to knock it, see if I can knock it down. And I'll explain to you as I go what I'm going to try to do here. But I'm going to try to hit down like this. I'm going to let this be my point in, because I'm going to start way down here and come up to here. I'm going to try to surround half of it with a platform. Try to go halfway around it with a good platform. And that might be good enough. I'm going to grind it good and see. Now on this I'm going to grind real hard. I don't grind hard a lot, but I got a lot of mass to move right through there. And we'll put this right here. And she went all the way to there. Knocked half of it out. Now we got to get the other half. There we go. Now I'm going to get a little bit of the outer edge of it right here. There we go. That worked out real good. Now we're looking at it. We got the same identical situation on this side, but it's just in a different location. This one was right here, and this one is right here, and that's the way it looks. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start rounding right in here and also right here and drive a plate this way. So we're going to round it and try it this way, and I might go ahead and run this flake this way to kind of take a little of the mass off, so it won't be so hard to break out. Break the rest of it out. So here we go. Run it just like a fluting flake. I'm gonna put it all back together, and I hope you can see this in this deal here. And there we go. That joker went there and cleaned it all out. So now it's just gonna take a little right here. I'm gonna be able to save a lot of my width. I'm not gonna have to bring this side up extremely high. Across the edge here and here. And I wasn't missing. I was hitting this edge. It wasn't like I was trying to sneak up on it. I was hitting it. And the old saying goes, if you hit it twice and it don't break, you need to stop because something's not right. I'm going to tell you what wasn't right. I was not paying any attention at all. You got to pay attention. But I'm the type of person, my mind's wandering and thinking. Ahead of time, I can be reading a book and thinking about deer hunting or fishing at the same time reading a book, and I don't know what I read. But those edges were razor sharp. I thought I had ground them all the way down, and I couldn't see the edges because I'm holding it like this. But if I looked this way, I would have seen they were sharp. And that created some fractures in here. So I'm going to have to come off this way to try to get them out. Fortunately, I got them out down at the bottom. There was two places there, but the higher place up here, I didn't get them out. Try to run that all the way across. It did pretty good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a fluting plate down this side, like I did about steps earlier in the video. And it looks like I'm gonna run one across this way first. And that one went deep one, went right down through there. Now I get one more. There we go. And that got all that out. Now I got a dadgum hinge. It's right there, which it's not a problem. I just don't like hinges, whether they're a problem or not. It helps you become a good flint knifer. Figuring out how to get them out helps you become a problem solver. Find out what works. Next time it happens, you'll know what to do, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to get it out. I'm going to make me a hook in here, and by a hook, I mean this. There's the center of it right there. I'm going to come in here like a U, and where this U is, it's going to be a point, just like a point here. So I'm going to chip this thing out like a U, and come right in here and chip it out like a U. It's going to leave me a little tip right there. So I'm going to grind it down. I'm going to hit on it and run it that way, and all the hinge come out. It's gone. That's where the head was. So that works pretty good sometimes too. Got a little square edge right there I just got rid of. Had some of the original Cortex on it. Okay, this one's pretty good. It's got some little problems up here on the base that are just natural inclusions in the stone. I'm gonna see if I can chip through them. Yep, I did. Went right through them. As you can see, I mean, it smooths out good. That's something about Flint Ridge, some stuff you think, well, you can never get out. You hit it and it just come out like glass. Come across this way. Okay, the base is good and thin. Got a lot of convexity right through here. I got a place to hit right here to get a lot of it out. Build me a little platform. Lightly grind it. There we go. Now we're going to a natural isolated platform. It's right here. I hit that one perfect. It didn't come off the first time. I didn't try to work my way into it. I hit it perfect. And it should have come off, and I looked and my angle wasn't right for the way I was hitting, so I changed the angle, and the second blow took it off perfect. If something don't come off like that, like it ought to the first time, and you hit it right, something's not right. The angle wasn't right on this one either. Look at that. And I adjust my angle mostly by the way I hold it. You can adjust it by the way you swing too, like this is straight down all the way like that. But I've always had better luck. I do it both ways, but probably 70% of the time holding it like this, maybe a little more. I just got a little better control of it, holding it like this and putting something heavy back there and doing my angle like that. Here's another one I'm gonna come off with a hook. Come down with it, move that section. Come over here on this side and run one across. Try to get it go a little past halfway, and it did. It didn't come loose, but it's broke. I think I can get my fingernail in there and flick it out, but I'm gonna go ahead and see when I come off to the side if the vibration will knock it out. There we go. Knocked it out. Okay, that one's pretty flat, pretty thin, be ready to pressure plate. Okay, that's 3 preforms of Flint Ridge. I hope you enjoyed the video. Y'all have a blessed day.